What's up guys, and welcome back to part 5 of my Alan Wake Let's Play. In the last part we finished episode 1 of the game, so we are starting episode 2 now, so I think we do get a recap of the previous one and it gives a tease of what's going to happen in this part, so without further ado.
Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a
I
nightmare.
love how he's getting to the point so quick with this
The
recap.
lake Alice and I had stayed at. But
I'm
the
missing a
cabin had
week, my
disappeared.
wife is missing. She's like bullet points. Taken, okay. New York City 3 years ago. He looks different. Does he have no facial hair? He's wearing the same coat. Writers who sit in their office and just
Honey?
don't buy any clothes and shit.
Sweetie.
Sounds like me.
How was it?
Oh, he's wearing a
Worst
hoodie now.
weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Just check the settings 1 second. Yeah, we're all good. We're all good. So, legit thought those were like used condoms then. Oh, there's a storm outside. Take a look at that. Looks very Max Payne out there, doesn't it? Turn on the coffee, of course.
Coffee's on.
Great. Thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Standard New York photo. I don't even know if that's New York. Could be anywhere. Oh, that does look really cool. Can I go out on the balcony? No, it's too stormy. I do like how that looks. So, what are we doing here? 3 years ago. Guessing this is when he was either writing one of his other books or before he wrote any of his books. He's obviously a fan of novels. Big bookcase. A lot bigger than mine above me. Oh, what's this? A new TV? Have they just moved in? Master of deduction here. I'm just trying to work everything out. Okay, that's my office / shrine with pictures of myself, so this dude must have either an ego or he's using them for something. Prints for his a signing maybe or something. Okay, what's this? Who's on the meds? Could be anything. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed, like the first one with this hoodie as well, when you like get in the shower and stuff. Although hopefully I'm not being watched on cameras in this game. Messy bed, come on guys. First thing, what does that noise remind you of? If you said Silent Hills, you would be correct. Obviously it's static noise, but you know, that's what it does remind you of.
Freezing rain and heavy snowfall have necessitated a winter storm warning in the entire tri-state area. People are advised to stay indoors as many roadways are already closed, and city officials are not expecting snow crews to keep up with the weather. We're now on the 3rd day of the blizzard, and the weather is not expected to clear up.
3-day blizzard. Now, that sounds awful, but it also sounds like something I would really enjoy. I would love to be like snowed in. Obviously, if I could survive, I'd love to be snowed in with like someone to like just have fun with. It'd be really cool. So, second office with flowers. Is this her office? What's this? Alan Wake, Return to Sender. Must be a previous novel. Got some guns there. Possible Max Payne reference. I'm not too sure. Okay, that. So, manuscript. So, I don't know why I have this one already.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Sounds very noir. And is that like a reference to like suicide about via noose at the top there? About the fall and sudden stop? Very creepy. And difference here is this is a different voice than Alan, so this is one of his novels and an actual character's voice, I guess. Now, I wonder what that is. I definitely feel like I should scan that, but not while we're let's playing this. Maybe I'll replay after I finish the game. But the only place left to go is
Oh, hey, I
Alan's
just finished those cover mock-ups.
Ego
They're on
Self-Sex
your desk.
Shrine.
Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Oh, damn, boy. Alice, you sauce pot. Pick up the coffee. So there's Alan, looking very suave here. This is the actor it's based on, I guess. Well, the image, anyway. And I think he was in the actual Bright Falls prequel. One thing, if you've never seen it, YouTube the Bright Falls prequel to Alan Wake, because it's really good. It's really like atmospheric. Lots of dope cameras in here. So what? Back to the coffee? Still not done. Worst coffee machine ever. I think we've been everywhere, right? Do we have an objective? Examine cover mock-ups. Yeah, I'm sure I just did. Is this like a co-business here? Is she doing the artwork for me? I looked, right? I'm sure I looked. Where the hell are they? In the other office? There we go.
These look really good.
Oh, sure.
That sounded
until
so
Barry gets
fake.
his hands on them, which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
Looks like a Frank West cardboard cutout.
Alan, please check the fuse box.
Okay, where's
I'm
the
right
fuse
here.
box?
I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Just get the lights back on now, please.
Where's the fuse box? How am I supposed to know? Oh, it's the condom on the wall. That's what it is. It's a
I really don't
circuit
like this, Alan.
circuit
Please
breaker.
hurry.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay.
Okay. Where's
Hi.
the fuse box?
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't
Come
worry.
on. Bright
Just
daylight
break out the
outside.
candles.
I know it's stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets
That's trauma?
to me.
I love you.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah.
Very
If I
Harry
ever got
Potter.
scared of the dark, I could just flip the switch and a magic light would scare the monsters away.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
You stole that
I
from the
love
guy
you.
from Breaking Bad in the
Even if
wheelchair.
you are a liar.
Hector.
Thanks for this.
Cozy nights in a blizzard. Sounds good. Okay, back to the creepy shit now.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
Jesus.
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously been through quite a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me.
Sure
I'll let
will,
you get on
dude.
with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc
I hope
Nelson
so.
was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
He didn't find anything. This definitely is supposed to be like the Twin Peaks sheriff's office. I thought that was a katana at first. This
I'm
fishing
sorry I
rod.
had to cut your morning fishing short for this, Doc.
Oh, she's a beauty, ain't she?
There's a fish in the
biggest I ever caught,
percolator.
if you can believe that coming from an old fisherman like me, but she's right up there. Now, she's a largemouth bass, which is what you're after if you prefer a lure. Now, if you want either trout or salmon,
No,
on
I
the
don't
other
think
hand,
there's a fishing
then
minigame in here,
it's
so I don't
fly
think this will be
fishing.
useful.
You a fishing man, Mr. Wake? Oh, doesn't really matter, I suppose. But it can be very relaxing out there. You can't get me off the water this time of year. Closest thing to heaven.
I'll take
Okay,
your word
man.
for it, Doc.
This dude loves getting his rod out. Very Twin Peaks. Love it. You know, I thought that when I first played it, but that was only after I watched Twin Peaks one time. After rewatching it again, like, I'm picking up so many more little details. What was that? Missing piece. Richard Bow, Bruce Dansky, Jacob Miller. Camping trip. Overdue haven't been in contact. I would assume those were members of the development team, those pictures. And I imagine if you call that number, you probably get something as well. So, I'm going to take a screenshot of that. Although I'm not in the habit of making phone calls to the United States because that would cost a lot of money. You guys do it and tell me what happens. Okay, that's where I'm supposed to be going, right? So let's not go there just yet. Another missing. What is that? Oh, it's a cat. I thought that was like a raccoon at first.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor.
Yes, Lucy.
That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd
A
fit
lamp
right
lady?
in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light
Yeah, it must
bulbs
be.
of the whole
Cynthia.
town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that. Back in her day, she wrote about all sorts of weird things in the paper. Bright Falls has a colorful history. Of course, what small town hasn't?
True, true. Parking lot holding cells. We'll go there last. Oh, something on the other side of that? I'm curious.
Yeah, it's Mulligan here. I'm at Stucky's gas station with Thornton. There's no sign of him. Over.
Wait. Yeah, this is Thornton. Look, we've located the brake float. It's here. That's some good news, right? Stucky was supposed to be driving it at the rehearsals today. Over.
So that'll be the big deer thing that was left by the gas
Mulligan
station,
here.
right?
Looks like someone really thrashed the garage. Over.
Okay, roger that, guys. Keep looking for Stucky. Jane's out.
First manuscript of present day.
Alice looked through the viewfinder, lining up the shot. Cauldron Lake was breathtaking. Something caught her eye. A figure standing in the shadows behind the cabin, like a thin woman in a black dress. She lowered the camera and looked again. No one there. Just a collection of bushes that looked vaguely human-shaped. She shook her head and laughed.
Now that would be extremely creepy. Okay, we can't go there just
The sheriff
yet.
wants to see you in her office, Mr. Wake.
Okay. Before we go into the sheriff's office, I just want to take a look at that desk again.
I believe you'll find the sheriff in her office.
I know, dude.
Just go down the corridor.
That's all I wanted, for comparison's sake. So I'm assuming this is the lady we saw at the gas station earlier, right? It's Breaker.
Come in, Mr. Wake.
Yeah.
Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
She's definitely been snooping through my nudes.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake? How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd lock me up. Excuse me, I need to take this.
Who is it, Barry?
Alice,
Oh.
please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Okay.
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight.
Lover's Peak.
Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Definitely the make-out spot where all the kids drive up in the car. Known as dogging in 2019. So, where was I supposed to go? The parking lot, right?
Can I help you with anything?
I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can get there through the cell corridor. Just don't mind Walter in there. He's one of our regulars.
Now, I honestly don't know who that was on the phone. I don't remember.
Such luck. He went on a bender and beat Danny pretty badly. He started shouting like that the moment he woke up.
I need it to be bright in here.
Okay, this dude clearly knows about the darkness. Speak to me, dude. Tell me. Help me.
Hey! Hey, you! Can you help me?
Can I do that?
Can you turn the lights on?
Maybe he'll talk to me now.
Thank you. Hey, you're alright. You're a good guy. Don't let anybody tell you different.
Must be the drunk tank.
You know, I shouldn't even be in here. The cops, they got it all wrong. See, sure, I beat him up, but I wasn't drunk. I mean, I wasn't drunk at the time. I only got
I believe you,
drunk
Walter.
afterward. Okay, listen. You gotta listen carefully now. Here's the kicker. That wasn't Danny. No, sir. It only looked like him. You wanna know who it really was?
Shadow people.
Who it really was. It was a goddamn space alien! I know it sounds like something.
This dude is a space alien. His head keeps warping through that bar.
Believe me, I wasn't drunk then.
Okay, I believe you, Walter. So, someone who looks like someone but isn't them. Sounds like some kind of shapeshifter, duality sort of thing. Oh, we didn't read this one, did we?
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Well, that's dark. I'm assuming that's about bath time with blades.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Okay, let's grab some of these things.
Well, folks, it's been another long night, and it's about time for you to...
Did we find the dog? That's all I want to know.
I need my beauty sleep. Just one more item before I go. It's been a busy night for the sheriff's department. We've had a few broken windows, even a report of shots fired on Main Street. Deputies Mulligan and Thornton had to deal with two intoxicated young men who were celebrating the completion of their Deerfest float. Now, folks, we get this every year. The big day's almost here, but let's save it for the party and leave the gunplay for the shooting competition.
Things are always strange in Bright Falls. It's like we're going through the fence.
The caller had told me to find a hole in the fence behind the police station. There was something for me in an abandoned car.
Damn. That wood must have been there for about 300 years. Something for me in an abandoned car. Am I gonna get like red dragon tears? I'm gonna snuff me out from behind. So we didn't read this one either.
In spite of its human mask, to describe the Dark Presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
The cauldron on the lake.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business.
Must be watching me, right?
Ow, thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Al, what the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
So we go to the park then, right? What's gonna happen through here though? Oh, what's he doing? I think he's just falling asleep.
Light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Is that the same message from previously? Either way, it seems maybe Alan is trapped in the Black Lake Cauldron, and he's writing this story, and we're having to live it out, I guess.
The Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable.
Who is that guy?
They are not accountable for their actions.
So Leland Palmer.
I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to
How
know
to
where
look
you'll be
suspicious
staying so
in
I can get
10
in touch with you.
seconds?
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman.
Ah,
I'd like
okay.
to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, set the boundary, Alan. Barry's come to save the day and his hiking sucks.
Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent.
That Hawaiian
If you have
shirt,
business
legend.
with Mr. Wake, you talk to me.
Barry
You
caters for all
yokels
seasons.
Won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges. Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Get me out of here.
Let's go, Barry. We showed that guy. So he is the
Hell was that
psychiatrist, I
about,
guess.
Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
I had to talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him.
I hope he showed him the
smelled money.
papers.
And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't
Cabin
like
in the
any
woods.
of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake!
Barry's
Barry,
character
you
model
found
is so
him.
weird.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go.
Now this is
Great
Rose,
to
the
see you
waitress,
again,
who has
Mr. Wake. Later.
a slight obsession with Alan, so I wonder what she's doing here.
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a...
Okay guys, I think this is probably a good point to end this part now. So we had a flashback to New York, we found out about a bit of Alan's past life before these events. We've met the one and only Barry Wheeler and some of the police station department. and the old fishing dude. So it looks like we're heading here to meet the guy who might have Alice ransomed. So hope you've enjoyed this part. We'll be having part 6 coming very soon. Let me know what your thoughts are down below on this one. And yeah, hope you're enjoying these videos. If this is your first time checking out my channel, there's a lot of other content in there that you might like. So yeah, subscribe and comment down below. That's the most important thing. I want to interact with you guys. So this is the end of episode 5, and I'll see you in part 6 very soon.